Greetings, people of the YouTube. Today I'm talking about consciousness. What is consciousness? You know, I once heard someone said if you give an animal the same level of consciousness of a human, somehow that this proves a so. I read to see on how that this proves the soul. If anything, that would prove the soul exists. Maybe what they mean is it disproves what they believe what a soul is. Like, humans are special. If animals can get soul, that means there are no souls. Well, no, humans are not that special. So if a soul does exist, the only reason we have one is not because we are special and because some kind of God made us. We are special because of our higher consciousness. To be aware of our existence. We are aware of being aware. We know we are aware. A dog or a cat or any other animal's awareness is more like a toy. You turn the toy on, you wave your hands in front of it, it talks. It's only aware of the environment. No, it's not completely aware of the environment like a cat or a dog. But it's aware enough to say something when you do this. Oh, you want some milk and cookies? I'm afraid of the dog. You want to tell me a secret? I'll tell you mine. So a toy and an animal, maybe you could argue, has pretty much the same consciousness, form of awareness, or maybe not the same, but close to it. Because they're both aware of their environment. But maybe something living is more aware of his environment. Maybe that's why you see one animal run away from another animal. Because it's aware it's alive. And if that meteor hits the non-meteor, it's aware it's going to die. And speaking of life and death, there are animals out there. Only one that comes into my head. I should have looked this up if I can be more prepared for this. But only one comes in my head, and that's the elephant. An elephant sees a dead elephant. It'll start touching it. Maybe it's trying to wake him up. It'll start planting flowers around it. Maybe it's still trying to wake it up. Or maybe the elephant is aware the other elephant is dead. And if so, it's dropping flowers around the dead body, some kind of religious thing. Does the elephant have some form of a god? Well, until we can be the Beastmaster, we can never really prove or disprove that. We can't probe the mind of the elephant. We don't know what that elephant's thinking, so it might have some kind of god, or it might not. Maybe the dead elephant stinks. Woo-wee, what stinks? Let's put some flowers around that thing. Maybe that's why it's doing it. The smell of the elephant stinks, so it's trying to make it smell good. Now, honestly, I think that's more likely. The elephant just stinks. So he's just trying to plant flowers around it, trying to get rid of the smell. Because I don't think the elephant's dumb enough to think the dead elephant's just asleep. Wake up, bro. Wake up, bro. Maybe if I plant some flowers, it'll wake him up. But maybe, just maybe, That's how it begins. Plus, you bury it to get rid of the smell. Or the elephant's case, you plant some flowers around it to get rid of the smell. And somewhere down the line, that just becomes like a religious thing. Like, if I plant flowers around it, he'll go up to heaven. Maybe religion is like a virus. It finds something to hold on to. Oh, you're burying the dead? Well, I don't need to know the why you're burying the dead. Well, I'm only doing that for the smell. Whew. But now, for some reason, I believe in some kind of higher power, man. Now I'm doing this because he needs to go to heaven. Maybe, like, I don't know. Now, a lot of people like to say we'd be better off if stuff like that was never around. I don't think we would. Excuse me. I don't think we would be. It's an utterly form of science. Them trying to figure out why things do the way they do, man. Because they had a higher form of consciousness. They was aware of the rain coming from the sky. But maybe the dog knows that too. The only difference is the dog ain't trying to invent some gods. Hey, are you trying to invent some gods? Maybe you got some kind of god doggy. The rain comes from the god doggy. God spelled backwards is dog anyways. Dun dun dun. Now, I never think about consciousness. I once heard someone explain consciousness. It's like a house. Like, you can say the house is the brain. And then you got the human who lives in the house. That's the consciousness. Now, the human, the consciousness, has free reins of the house, the brain. But let's say something happens to the house. Like, I don't know. Something random. I can't think of anything. Now he's stuck in one room. One room. That room right there. Now he's stuck in that room. He can't get out. But why is in that one room? That one room looks really nice. But the rest of the house is not so much. And you know, it does kind of make sense. The way it looks explained like that. The brain is like a house. And consciousness is like a human. Getting trapped in a room when you're like brain damage or something. Now, is there any way to prove that? Probably with these things, with these machines they're building. Maybe they already have one. Maybe they already tested it and it's like, nah, this ain't how consciousness is. Because you know how people are with those tests. Like, I'm going to come up with a theory, science is going to disprove it, and I'm going to just put it on the rug, pretend science didn't do that. Science. Like that eye thing people always talk about. You can't explain the eye, man. Something so complex that just couldn't appear out of nowhere out of one day. Bro, that is literally what you're saying. You're the one who's literally saying the eye just came out of nowhere in one day. Like, there are no atheists out there who's claiming this. You can't find that. But you know what you can find? Christians who claim God created humanity in one day. Meaning that eyeball just appeared out of nowhere in one day. And how about God's consciousness? How about his consciousness, man? Is he aware of his actions? Does he ever stop and think, why do I demand these humans to worship me? After all, I don't want them to be robots, but at the same time, I want them to do my every bidding like they're robots. Well, you can't have it both ways. You ever want you can ever want them to be free thinkers or not free thinkers. You can't be like, hey, bro, I want you to be a free thinker, but do everything I tell you to. It's not how it works. Not at all. Like, he might still do some of the things, like if he's like in the army. But on his daily basis stuff, when he's not doing that, no, he's not gonna listen to your every command every single day. But that's what Yahweh wants us to do. Consciousness is also like a light switch, man. It's on, it's off. So, well, that's everything I gotta say. So, stay curious, my friend. And never, and I mean never, drink from the Kool-Aid. Someone offers you Kool-Aid, you smack that out of their hand and go, you're nuts. Stay curious, but never drink the Kool-Aid.